I got this track tensioner rebuild kit in, so let's get that changed out. It won't stay tensioned for more than a few hours. Alright, so I had to pull this entire assembly out all in one piece because I can't get any of these bolts out, not even with that 1-inch impact. And you can see where my light went. You can see the grease oozing out of that thing. And let's see if I can pick it up now. You can see how it shouldn't go past the end of this shaft right here. All these seals to keep the grease inside there. So I'm going to see if I can wheel it into the shop. I don't have a engine crane or anything like that, but if I can get it in there, I can put it into the loader bucket. And I might have to torch those bolts or at least heat them up really good. We'll see. There it is. Well, let's put this thing back together. Super simple. Got the CTP kit. Got all the new pieces in here. This goes inside the part that's still on the track with the spring on it. Which I don't think I... Put this around this way. I don't know if you got to put grease on the inside of it, but I do it just because it's easier to get it on. Probably don't have to. See how those are. Just turn it. That's what I do. One way, one the other. First you get this piece. And then you got this piece. This little snap ring. Make sure it's seated in there. I think it's in there. And that's that. There's the old one. I'll finish cleaning that up and then we'll solder it back together. And here's the new plastic ring. It's got a beveled edge. I'm going to put that up. Put the flatter edge down. That's how the old one was. And that's what seals against the idler, the arms that come off from the idler. Get this side up, and I'm going to put it in from this side because, like I said, the other side's a little rough. I did put the new O-ring inside here. I took that big rubber O-ring, it goes inside here, just a groove it fits in. Screw that in, that pretty much just keeps mud and water and dirt and stuff up. So all the action, everything happens inside of here. So when you pump the grease into it, it expands that, it pushes that piston out that I put the new rings on. And then it hits against, there's another piston in here that goes out to a threaded rod on the end. It hits against that and then the grease pushes the wheel out. So I'm pretty close, I think, to where it needs to be. to at least get the track back together, I might have to get a 4x4 and put it up against the wheel and the blade and push it just a little. So you probably noticed, probably screaming as I was putting it together, that I didn't have these in, because what happens is there's like these locks on here that are cut out so that when you loosen this up, it should catch so that it can't come all the way out. There should be one here too. You can see someone's cut that out. It's a safety thing really. So if these holes where the grease escapes from are plugged and you go unscrewing that thing and the grease, this doesn't let off, and you unscrew it all the way, it could shoot that out of there like a bullet, you know, either one. So it's a safety thing to keep those. So you can only unscrew it so far and then it will catch. I don't know if this side has one or not, but I know that this side, this over here, this is what you unscrew to let the grease out. And this would catch right there. So it can't come all the way out too far. Take your head off. So I'm going to take and cut this out with the angle grinder and make a new plate. Put these back in and make a new plate and weld it back on there. Just because. That was eventful. That's alright. Now I know. Regular 5-gallon pails, oil jugs aren't going to fit under there. Home Depot bucket fit pretty good. That was the first one. And then after that, it wasn't good. This has got, what is that? It's just kind of goop. I mean, I don't see anything terribly wrong with it at all.
dry on it.
Well, there's a few pieces of metal in there. Not much. Not even sure. There was nothing on the magnet. You see it's kind of pulled through there. I'll clean every inch of that out. Alright, got this all cleaned up. Every inch of it, whatever was in it, looked kind of like little paint chips. And a few little tiny pieces of what looked like metal shavings, but they were non-magnetic. So, not sure exactly what it was. I don't know. It's all cleaned out. I sprayed this gasket with some high tack just to hold it in place while I try to fish this thing back in there. It's sticky. Stay. One thing about it is it has that little hole right there. Line that up because that positions this with that little pin. You probably can't see it because there's no light. So little pin. Little pin goes into that hole and that locates the position of this towards the transmission. Crap. Where'd you go? Don't forget the spring. Still lined up. It's a nice thing about that high tack, it holds that gasket really well. I'm not sure if that's supposed to have a washer on it. Double check that. Let's put this on to hold it together. Seems like it ought to have, right? Check with engine running. Well, it's definitely got some on the dipstick, so. this track up, see if this repair worked. Maybe, if I can hold it. Need to get one of those fancy tips. That's moving. Slowly but surely. You hold that right there. All right. So I am about almost 4 inches out from there to there. The manual says, I believe it's 5 or 5.5 inches is max. But as you can see, you're supposed to have about 1.5 inches. I don't know if you can see it. I'm about 1.25 inches. And this pad, you can see, is quite a bit taller than that one. That one's about 1.5 inches, and that one's about 1 inch. So if you take another 1/2 inch off of that, it's about 3/4 of an inch. But I can guarantee you, driving this around, that's going to loosen up anyways, just because of the way it's sitting. I'm also going to mark this with a permanent marker, just so I can make sure that that's not losing tension. And I'm going to run my tracks tighter. The manual says, I believe it was 1.5 inches. I'm going to run them closer to 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch, just because my undercarriage is worn out, and I know it's worn out. But I'm going to get 1 summer's worth of work out of it and save some money this summer before I put new undercarriage under it next year, if it all holds up. If something catastrophic happens, I'm just going to, I don't even know, part it out or do whatever to get as much money back as I can. But if it lasts for 1 summer, I'll get my money back out that I have in it. And then, in my opinion, it'd be worth putting another, I'd at least put new rails under it. The sprockets are in okay shape. You could get a few years more out of those for what little work I do. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be out dozing with it every single day, just doing property maintenance, roads, small pond, stuff like that. So it'll work perfect for that. And I'm going to run both sides, like I said, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch droop, just because it's already worn out. If this was a new undercarriage, I'd run it a lot looser than that, just so it would last longer. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this video. Not sure what I'm going to do next. Possibly hydraulic lines, but I don't know. That's not very exciting. Seat, if I can find something for that. It needs a whole new frame and everything for the seat. There's a few little things to do. A couple of weeks, we're getting another snowstorm tonight, but hopefully within a couple of weeks all the snow will be gone. It won't be quite so muddy. I've got a lot of dirt to move with it before we take it to our other property, so I'll do a video on moving some dirt with it, hopefully, if it dries up a little bit, so it's not just slop. But if you enjoyed watching this, I'm going to be doing a video on this right here, KFX 450R. So if you like ATV videos, and then this is another video that's coming up after that one, the 400EX. But if you like those kinds of videos, check that out. That'll be coming right up here pretty soon if it's not already out. Thanks for watching.